Hello, my name's Tommy, and today I'm going to be talking about Firewatch for my critical analysis assignment. Firewatch, in my opinion, it's a great game. I really like it. But Firewatch is a very good example of a game that does not need to be a game at all. Like, it could have been a movie or a book, and I think I would still love it equally. Why do I say that? Well, for starters, it's a heavily story-based game. There's already an argument that all story games would make good movies or books. Now, I don't agree with that. Not all story games would make good movies or books, because they do things with interactivity that aren't possible in a movie. Even just quick-time events. However, this game doesn't do that. There's a little bit of choice provided. You can choose what you say to Delilah, and you can choose to, which exact way you walk somewhere, and you can choose to throw the, radio in the lake, and you can choose what to name the fire halfway through the game. But, there's little things to find, like, off the beaten path. Like, you can find a turtle and adopt it, or, you can find little Easter eggs and stuff. But if I'm being honest, in this game, those little illusions they don't add much to the story, and they don't change it in almost any way, besides immediately after you say them. And there are like a couple small ones that affect things later. Like at the beginning of the game, Delilah says that she's drawing you, and what you tell her determines what is on a piece of paper that you find in her tower at the end of the game. But honestly, that doesn't affect the story at all. That's just like a little minor Easter egg, Second of all, it's insanely linear. Firewatch is like so linear. Sure, you can walk around, but it means nothing because you can't make out-of-order story progression. Coupled with the choices being essentially useless because they don't affect anything about the story, you're pretty much just being guided along a script, You're told when you can talk in the walkie-talkie. You can't just talk at any time. And what you say is scripted. And most of the time what you say elicits the exact same reaction from Delilah. And even if it's a slightly different reaction, it's essentially the same. It doesn't affect anything later on. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love this game. This game does a great job in terms of the story. I love the story. And even it being a game, it's a little more immersive than, say, a book or a movie. However, if this game was never released and instead it was a movie or it was a book, I'm confident that my opinion on it would be exactly the same. There's nothing about it being a game that makes it need to be a game. There's no QuickTime events, no intense choices that make the story change, no mechanics like, for example, in Life is Strange, you can reverse time at any time. That has to be a game. You can't do that in a movie or a book. This game, though, doesn't have any of that. It's just walking and interacting with objects and saying predetermined strings into a walkie-talkie, most of which trigger similar responses and none of which change the story in a meaningful way. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. I love it and I would play it 1,000,000 times, but it doesn't need to be a game. It's a perfect example of a story game that could have been just a story without the game. And I don't think anyone would have noticed. So yeah, thanks for watching.
I wonder if there's another cache. Look, there's one right there. Did I just soft lock? Dude, what the... I just soft locked the game. I just soft locked a PC title. I've never done that. What? I soft locked it. Just reload.